What's going on, guys? I want to address Marcus Smart right off the bat. A lot of people seem to like him tonight. Now, I've made videos for about maybe 2 weeks now, right? And never have I told you to stay away from a player and they did well. That's one thing I can say. Second thing is, whenever my lineups don't do well, well, I can't say. I will say this much: the only times that my lineup, since I've been doing videos, have not done well is when I change it during the live show, or when it's an injury. Even with the injury to Bielitsa, we still cashed out the other day. So injuries haven't really bothered me. I haven't been hit with lineup lock yet. The other time that I lost is when I admitted beforehand that I don't feel good about the slate and I didn't bet money. I didn't do too well. But the two times that I submitted in a healthy lineup and it didn't hit is because I changed my lineup during the live show. So tonight I'm not changing my lineup. I'm going to stick to my lineup and I'm going to discourage everyone from playing Marcus Smart. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I'm just going to go to Marcus Smart real quick. I'm going to show you guys something really quick. Marcus Smart has been getting minutes in the 30s recently. All right. He got 33 in Cleveland. That's a good matchup. He gave us 25 fantasy points. He got 31 in Detroit. He got us 24. The argument could be said that, oh, his usage is going to go up. Marcus Smart is not an offensive driven player, right? He cannot shoot. Look, 5 for 10, 1 for 7, 1 for 5, 1 for 8. You don't want that. 4 for 14. You don't want that as your starter. He's not going to get you all the assists. He's not a ball handler. He does not handle the ball. I don't think the coach should start him. I think they use Marcus Smart off the bench for some defense. When the starters get the lead, he comes in off the bench. He plays a good defense, keep the lead. The starters get their rest. And then Isaiah Thomas, Al Horford comes back out, finish the game, Celtics win. I think that's how they use him. Do not expect good results from Marcus Smart in a starting point guard role. He is not a point guard, offensively driven player. He's a defender, okay? And I'm leaving it right there. Do not play Marcus Smart, especially when he's chalked tonight. He's going to be very high owned. So when you fade him and he does bad, you're gonna separate yourself from all those guys who played him, and you're gonna do well. All right. So my advice is to stay away from Marcus Smart. I'm not gonna spend too much more time on that. Um, but if Marcus Smart does start, it gives me more hope in Avery Bradley. I think Avery Bradley benefits from that. I think Crowder benefits from that, and Al Horford. I love a lot tonight. With that being said, I'm gonna get rid of Al Horford tonight in my lineup, and I'm gonna go Vucevic. Now, hear me out. Let's bring back up Horford really quick. Horford on his best night maybe get you into the 40s on his best night against Minnesota, which is why I like Whiteside tonight. That's his best night. That's the best matchup for him, I think. But for the most part, maybe upper 30s, low 40s on the best night. Vucevic, low 40s regularly. Regular. So regular that I feel like he's an upgrade from Horford and he gives me more security. Whatever Horford can do, Vucevic can do better. As far as the matchup, let's check out, see who has a better matchup. So it's gonna say Vucevic in the red because Tyson Chandler was starting for majority of the season, and the Phoenix interior was a threat at that time. But this is a falls. The lineup has changed so much since that it's not accurate. So I'm gonna go Vucevic, right? And I'm gonna take Dion Waiters out. We all know that I didn't want him, and with some injury news, I'm just gonna take him out. Avery Bradley, I'm gonna take out, and I'm gonna put Bradley Beal. Again, whatever Avery Bradley can do, Bradley Beal could do better. He's a little more expensive. I wouldn't say he does fit my system. As far as upside 60s, he's consistently around 5 times value for that price, not 6 times value, but he can get you 6 times value. His history against this team is not too great, but the lineup for the Bulls are different right now. And John Wall might miss, and that makes me even like Avery Bradley more. But the most important thing is when I do things, I like to have a reason. And the reason for taking out um, Avery Bradley for Bill is because whatever Avery Bradley best night might be tonight, Bill can do that maybe on his worst night. I don't think Bill is gonna have one of those 20-point nights. He hasn't had one, so I don't think he's gonna sink me, but he can carry me and separate me against the chalk, which is again Avery Bradley tonight. I'm trying to stay away from these chalks. That's not guaranteed. All right, T.J. Warren, I love him. I think with Eric Bledsoe out, it's either him or Booker or both. Booker with a 7.2K tag, I'm just not comfortable with. But TJ Warren with 6.6, so cheaper, and they both probably give me similar numbers tonight. I'll go with the cheaper player. Love TJ Warren tonight. Um, Covington, I do like Covington, but I'm gonna have to get rid of Covington. And instead of Covington, I am gonna go with Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris, news came out that he will be in the starting lineup for the rest of the season. The team is confident in him. It may seem off first look that my system don't like him, but it really does. Cleveland blew them out. He didn't get minutes. Utah is a very difficult team for a small forward, power forward. So he didn't do well. But before those two games, he was consistently in the 30s, and that's what my system calls for. He has upsides for high 40s. He's in a better matchup back at home tonight. In two games this season, he's averaging 6 times value with 33 minutes against this team. I think he gets about 33 minutes tonight, and he'll get 6 times value. There's no reason not to pick Tobias Harris. Covington has been just to justify the change because everything needs a some justification. I don't just make changes without rationale. Covington has similar upside, but he's been really in the 20s way too frequent and low 30s. Um, for my liking. He's been going through something. He has some knee issues. Maybe he's not 100%. So be careful with Covington. I think Tobias Harris and Covington may can even give you similar numbers tonight. But one is $1,000 cheaper. So why not get the cheaper option and save us some money? All right. So I also got off of Rondo. And again, if I'm going to come off of someone, I got to get someone who can do what they can do and better. So that person tonight is Goran Dragic. Goran Dragic could do whatever Rondo could do plus better tonight. It's a tough matchup, but in one game against this team, he already dropped a 50 bomb. So something about this team he likes. That's good news. Um, this game against Toronto, he played 17 minutes and put up 25 fantasy points. So if you double 17, that's 50. I don't think he's going to get you 50, but he's going to get you close to 50 tonight. Goran Dragic is secretly the Ricky Rubio right now, okay? Now, I could go Rubio instead of Dragic as well, but Rubio is a little more expensive. I think they give us similar numbers tonight, um, but Rubio has Dragic has the better line matchup, the better season total, and he's at home, and he's been consistent, and he's cheaper. So I'm gonna go with the cheaper option. I'm gonna take Dragic. I know I like Rubio a lot, but for that price, man, in this matchup, I'm a little bit worried. Love Dragic though for tonight. Okay. In my last forward spot, I was between two players. It came down to Etuan Moore or Quincy AC. Now, to look at Etuan Moore, he does fit my system. He's consistently in the high teens and 20s over the last 10. So I think he can hit 6 times value with a 5 times value floor. And I love the fact that he's getting minutes in the 30s most nights, right? The thing is, he's like the fourth or fifth option on the team. The team doesn't really go through him. For him to score 18 points and only get me 21 fantasy points is concerning. It means that he can have a very good night from the shooting wise and still barely makes value. So what happens if you have a bad night? We might get stuck with like 8, 12, and we don't want to risk that tomorrow. So I went with Quincy AC because Trevor Booker has been ruled out. He has the better matchup. He also shows consistency. Whenever he gets minutes in the 20s, he makes value. Last night he barely made it, but he did. And um the other day against the Knicks with less minutes, he put up 20s. Dallas, a hard matchup for him. Minutes in the 20s, he put up 20s. Atlanta, a difficult matchup with Millsap and Dwight. Minutes in the 20s, he put up 20s. So I think that trend continues today. I won't be surprised if he doubles, man. This guy has the talent for a breakout game. And with the way that top Hollis Jefferson is worth consideration as well. It's just that with the solid matchup that I already had, I can't afford him. But he's in a good spot. They used him quite a bit last night, and I'm just hoping that tonight the Nets want to feature Quincy AC and he gets a double double. Very easy against this team tonight. Boston, we know, can give it up quick to these bigs. So this is the new lineup, guy. Play with confidence. I loved last night lineup. I loved it because it was within my system. but now I'm in love with tonight's lineup. I think it's within my system, and I upgraded. I upgraded at most positions. I upgraded from Horford to Vucevic. I upgraded from Rondo to Dragic. Upgraded from Bradley to Beal. Covington and Warren is like the same. Tobias and Dragic is the same, but I saved money on both so I can upgrade at the other positions. Rozier, I'm sticking with it, man. With the increase in usage and minutes, I think he can get me 6 times value. He could probably get into the 20s. He's my favorite value play from Boston tonight, and I'm not gonna. Every time I pick a favorite player, they do well. It's because I see between the lines. So Rozier and Quincy are my two only weaknesses, and they are in good position tonight. They're in good places to hit the value. So between the both of them, I definitely can get mid 30s and walk away with a. This lineup, normally I say I'm 80-20. I'm 90-10 tonight. So confident in this lineup that I put all my money in on it after I saw how profitable it will be. This is a strong lineup, and you want to really get on it tonight. All right, guys?